Everybody, I'm sure, is tugging at his sleeve. I've talked to him a couple of times in the last month or two.
In a recent conversation with CNN, Bernie Sanders revealed that he has had some recent discussions with Barack Obama. So this was reported on by Ryan Nobles of CNN. I got to say, Ryan Nobles has done a solid job reporting on the Sanders campaign. He is a very objective reporter, looks at the facts, doesn't skew it either way. He's fantastic. Here's his question. Also, this is a great question as well from Ryan Nobles. Check this out.
I want to ask you about President Obama and the role he may play in unifying the Democratic Party. I mean, how often do you talk to him? How important is it for you to earn his endorsement? And what kind of role do you think he'll play ultimately when you get to the general election?
I'm not going to tell you that he and I are best friends, but we're friends. And I have talked to him on and off for the last many years, was sitting down alone with him in the Oval Office on more than one occasion. Talked to him on the telephone every now and then. He is an icon, clearly, in the Democratic Party. And I have absolute confidence that he will play a vigorous role. I mean, I think he has said this in the campaign, and we need him. No question about it. We need him. And if I win, I'm sure he'll be there at my side. If somebody else wins, he'll be there at their side. But I expect and know that he will play an enormously important role in helping us to defeat Trump.
And do you feel the role he's played in the primary to this point has been appropriate, basically just staying out of it?
Yeah, I do. I mean, look, everybody, I'm sure, is tugging at his sleeve. I've talked to him a couple of times in the last month or two, and I'm sure everybody else has. And I think, and by the way, he did this in 2016 as well, and I think that's exactly the right thing. I think his view is play it out, and I'll be there. I don't want to talk for him, but I think his view is play it out. Let's see who wins, and I'll be there for the winner. And I think that's the right decision.
So Bernie Sanders here, I think, has the right take on this. And it's also good to hear that they've talked a couple times in the past month or so. Because you need to be keeping an open line of communication with important figures like this. Like an Obama endorsement, regardless of what you think about Barack Obama, an Obama endorsement is very powerful. And I think Bernie has the right position or the right thought process here in saying that Barack Obama is doing the correct thing by staying out of it. I think it is a smart thing for him to stay out of it until they choose the nominee at the convention, because you don't want the former president choosing now who they're going to back, because if the party chooses somebody else, it would really hurt Barack Obama, just his image in general, showing him completely out of touch with people. So and also, it would be a bad look for Democrats in general. So it's smart of Obama to wait until the convention to endorse. I think that's the right position. Actually, another good point here is that because Joe Biden's in the race, it may have actually helped Bernie Sanders. Because Joe Biden, the way he's been reported on, it sounds like personally he doesn't want it sounds like Barack Obama doesn't want Joe Biden to be the nominee. And I don't blame him. We've seen Joe Biden. So by Biden being in this race, Barack Obama isn't going to endorse somebody else over him. So in some ways, even if Obama had some inclination to want to endorse somebody in the race, he wouldn't, because Biden, his VP, is in the race. So I think in some ways it's actually potentially helped Bernie Sanders if Obama had the feeling to want to endorse somebody during the primary process, which he doesn't even want to do that. But I want to share CNN's commentary on this as well.
So Sanders and President Barack Obama, I mean, they represent very different factions of the Democratic Party, right? So if Bernie Sanders, who is a self-described Democratic socialist, happens to win the nomination, the former president, who is what, centrist, would you say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is he going to be on board and be enthusiastic about Sanders?
I think he will, because the threat of Trump is so vast to the country. But let's not pretend for a second. It's central to Bernie Sanders' campaign is that the sort of incrementalism of Obama and Biden and some of the moderates is wrong, and we need to have a revolution. That's not Obama. That is not something he'd support. I don't think President Obama has said we should get rid of Obamacare and replace it with Medicare for all.
Okay. I got to stop there because this is so dishonest. This constant attack about how, oh, Medicare for all gets rid of Obamacare. No. Barack Obama himself has always talked about how Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, is a step towards universal coverage. What Bernie Sanders is offering now is actual universal coverage. There was a 4-year layout where you lower the age of eligibility for Medicare, and you eventually, over the course of 4 years, make it so that everybody is covered. You are not, destroying Obamacare. You are doing what Barack Obama envisioned, and that's expanding healthcare to actually cover everybody. So this idea that you're blowing up Obamacare and replacing with Medicare for all is ridiculous. You are not blowing it up. You are moving towards a system of actual universal coverage. Obamacare got there partway. Medicare for all is true universal coverage in a way where there is no out-of-pocket expenses, no co-pays, none of that crap, and everybody would be on the same network. So there's no in-network, out-of-network for doctors. It is actual true freedom because you have complete freedom of provider, of doctor, everybody on the same plan. And in addition to that, you're no longer tied to your employer, so you can maybe start a business, maybe go back to school. You still have healthcare. Your family has healthcare. Like, there are endless benefits. Me, as somebody who lives in a single-payer system, I know this. So there are endless benefits to living under a universal system. And this idea, again, that maybe Barack Obama wouldn't be in favor of Medicare for all because he is a centrist or a moderate. But the reality is, when it comes to healthcare, all it's doing is what Barack Obama at least said that he wanted back in 2008, and that's to move to universal coverage.
So from his own personal issues point of view, I think while he'll never come out and endorse one candidate or another, Bernie would not be his candidate. And remember, Bernie Sanders, as The Atlantic recounted earlier this week, very strongly considered running against Obama in 2012 and had to be talked out of it by Harry Reid and Dick Durbin and some others, and Pat Leahy. So there's not a let's put it this way. Sanders is central to his campaign is that Obama in some ways failed. And I think that's a message that works with Sanders' voters, but not with the rest of the party.
He wants to replace, right, his central and main accomplishment, right, which is Obama.
All right. That's enough of that commentary. Just can't take it. There are more clips here. It's just not even worth discussing because it gets away from the central issue here, which is Barack Obama has not endorsed anybody. I mean, there are ads out there of Michael Bloomberg. The way that the ads are framed, it seems like Barack Obama supports Michael Bloomberg when he doesn't. But Michael Bloomberg, in his infinite dishonesty, is fooling enough people, especially the older segment. And again, Bernie has many older voters, but people that are glued to cable news. I don't know anybody my age that watches cable news. People that are glued to cable news, glued to television, and see these Bloomberg ads over and over and over and over again. And all they're doing is tying Michael Bloomberg to Barack Obama. If you're on the internet, you could do one quick search and figure out that no, Barack Obama does not support Michael Bloomberg and that it's a complete lie. But enough people are being fooled into thinking that he has. And you see, I just saw a poll in Florida. Maybe I'll go into it during my poll breakdown, where Bloomberg is leading in Florida. Florida. So the ads are effective. And to be fair, that was a poll that was done before the debate. We'll see if something has changed after the debate. But that kind of thing, like the Barack Obama endorsement would definitely have real power were it to happen. But as Bernie discusses here, I don't think it's going to happen until there's actually a nominee at the convention.